Hi, welcome to Taste of Florida Tropics. My name is Sonia Vaquero. We are talking today about this wonderful and exotic fruit called the pitaya. And here to showcase and to inform us is Mr. Roger Washington. He's with the Red Dragon Fruit Company, which is another name for pitaya, red dragon fruit. Hi, Roger. How you doing?
Good, Sonia, and yourself?
Great, thank you. Thank you for
Good.
coming and joining me today on Cable Tap and informing our audience, our community, what is this wonderful and exotic looking fruit that you have with us today.
Yeah, this is pitaya, also known as dragon fruit. It originally is from Central and South America, but varieties were taken to Eastern Asia and throughout Asia, and they dubbed the name dragon fruit. It's mildly tasting. It's like a sweet melon. It's got a texture of kiwi, and it is. It's got a lot of nutritional fat.
You know, it's beautiful, and we've opened up a few. There's there's a lot of different varieties.
Quite a few.
And different colors and everything like that. And there's the white that is cut there, and then I mean it goes from like a pink to like a reddish to like like a magenta, like a very deep, almost a black.
Right.
But so Roger, you started growing this. This is not the only fruit that you grow, though.
No, I also grow longan, lychees, but the majority of our grove is pitaya or dragon fruit and longan.
Okay. Yeah, that's another interesting fruit. That's very similar to the lychee, but not as sweet.
Right,
I would say.
it's the sister of lychee, they call it.
Yeah.
But it is it's a very nice fruit, very sweet, but maybe not as sweet as the
lychee.
Lychee, it's
or lychee, how you want to pronounce it. And right now we're just a little early for that longan, so unfortunately we weren't able to bring you some. But you can see how a longan looks if you don't know on the website. And also you can contact Roger and get some longans and pitayas. So, Roger, how many acres of tropical fruits are you growing currently?
Right now we are growing 10 acres. We have 5 acres, approximately 5 acres of dragon fruit and 5 acres of longan. And then we also have additional acreage of jackfruit, a little bit of jackfruit, and some lychees. But the majority of it is the dragon fruit.
And this is really what you're trying to promote
right,
now.
We're trying to promote this now.
I mean, people who, at the beginning, I mean, you don't know what this is. It looks a little strange, you know?
Yes.
But when you taste this and when people get their hands on these type of fruits, I mean, you're hooked.
Yeah.
And I know you have a large, maybe a chef clientele that utilize these fruits.
Right. We distribute these to gourmet markets, chefs, and the hotels. And the chefs are doing amazing things with it. They're mixing it with ceviches and fish. And they're just going crazy with it. It's new, so they don't know right now what to do.
They're experimenting.
Right. So.
No, and I had a wonderful sorbet that was done at the Tropical Ag Fiesta that we had, and an individual made a beautiful sorbet with that rich, deep magenta color.
Right.
And it was spectacular. For someone who doesn't want it too sweet, I mean, this fruit is not a fruit that is terribly high in sugars, so for those health-conscious individuals, this is a great fruit for you, where it's not going to give you those high sugars and all those high carbs and everything like that. Loaded with antioxidants, and makes a wonderful sorbet dessert or what have you.
Yeah, they're doing also we had a chef that cut it and sauteed scallops, put on there, and used a pomegranate sauce that you dip into it, and almost tasted like strawberry. Kiwi was excellent.
Exactly, because it has those little edible seeds.
Right.
And they're kind of, you were explaining,
what is that? Is like a water-soluble fibers.
Yeah.
Which is very good.
And you just eat them all. Very nice. So many different types of pitayas, and they range in different sizes. I mean, I see some really small ones, and I see like this huge one here.
Yeah, correct.
I mean, do you...
You have some that are about this size. This is probably around one of the smallest sizes, and that's about a ½ pound. That's about the smallest, and then they range up into about this size here, which is a larger size. This is probably one of our largest, That's around 2 pounds, basically.
2 pounds. Is that,
right.
I mean, what's been the largest pitaya you've grown?
2.5 pounds is our largest, but that's
Very
few
nice.
and far between.
I mean, and the exterior is so lovely where when you cut this down, I mean, you can even use the outside of this as a decorative or serving
Right.
dish.
What they do is they'll cut the bottom just so it'll rest on a plate.
Okay.
And then they slice the top portion, take the fruit out of the inside, and mix it. Mostly they're mixing with ceviche. There's one chef in Malaysia that mixes crab meat, soft shell crab, a little bit of mayonnaise with the fruit, and then puts it back and uses the fruit as a decorative bowl that they serve it in.
That's gorgeous.
So, yeah, it's very nice. You can do a lot of things with them.
Okay, now this this type of fruit, I see you brought here a couple different, what are these, vines or the flowers?
Right.
Or what stages are we looking at
This
here?
is how it grows. This here in particular is the limb or branch that it grows on, because this grows on a tropical cactus, viney cactus.
Okay. This is not a tree. I mean, this is like...
No, it's a cactus, but it's a tropical cactus, so it's not like your basic desert cactus. You would have this, and it's viney, so it's got to grow up a trellis system. You have to make a trellis system for this.
Okay.
What it does is it comes out, it produces a bud out of the tip, sometimes off of the ribs throughout, and then this is the flower. This will open up in the evening to the next morning with a huge, like, orchid flower, white flower.
Gorgeous, yeah.
Then what happens is the fruit is produced right from, once this is pollinated, the fruit is produced from the bud itself. So basically this is this part here.
You're going to have that hanging like that.
Right, and you could have a large one too if you're lucky.
Yeah.
But it puts a huge flower. It's nocturnal, so the fruit, I mean the flower itself puts a huge flower only in the evening.
And then
nights.
what happens, and then it closes during the day? Or?
The next morning, depending on the variety you have, will close up. Some of them close up at 5 a.m., 6 a.m., and some stay open until 1 or 2 in the evening. And that's important because you have to get this flower pollinated for it to set fruit.
Oh.
If it doesn't get pollinated, the flower will just wilt and drop off.
Okay.
Now there's some varieties that also need to be cross-pollinated. So if you don't have 2 different varieties in your garden, you'll never get fruit from them.
Varieties, or like, are you talking about varieties of vines, or male and female, or
no, right, of the plant itself.
Of the plant
exactly.
itself. Okay. Okay, so you got to be a late bird to see this beautiful.
Yeah.
See this beautiful flower.
On a moonlit night, it's very nice.
Very romantic. Let's go out into the garden. Very nice. Okay, so it's a vine. I mean, it's not a big, a big tree, so you really don't need a lot of space to...
Right. Now, you can grow this, actually, I grow them in my farm in containers. Okay. And I've been suggesting to a lot of people to grow these in a pot. You could do it on your balcony if you had a condo, so you really don't need a garden.
Oh, that's good.
You could do it in a pot on your balcony. You could do a hanging basket.
Oh, okay.
And actually put a piece in there and let it, or a plant in the basket and let it droop over and produce. You'll get beautiful fruit. Very
nice. So, Roger, I mean, how many growers have gotten into this?
Well, I started here in South Florida. I've been at it about 8 years, and I'd say I probably started it. There's a couple other growers that are growing as well. They're coming on now. They just started planting.
Yeah, I see a lot more now when I drive down off of Chrome and things like that.
Right.
I see a lot more vines, and I'm like, uh-oh, they're onto it.
There's quite a few catching
on.
The
demand is going to start growing.
Yes, because we need... there's more than I can supply right now. I sell basically all my fruit before we even pick it.
You see?
So it's very nice. And we're trying to promote this and also sell the plant material and get it to the general public. So we're working on that aspect as well. So I'm starting with the nursery. We just started, and we've got about 5,000 plants right now.
You see, because Roger, also your other life, your other job is you also do nursery.
Yes, I do nursery and landscaping as well, and that's we incorporate tropical plants and fruit trees in with our landscaping. So, it goes hand in hand.
This and a beautiful landscaping in your home and incorporate some of these wonderful tropicals. Red Dragon Fruit Company, Roger Washington, he's the man to call for this type of a beautiful look. So you're going to help them plant this, get them started. For someone who doesn't know, like me, I have no idea.
Right, we're going to educate you, show you exactly what varieties, and we're working on that too as far as different varieties. Me and a couple other people in the community are getting together, and it's a combined effort because it's something new, and it's neat to work with somebody else as well because you guys share knowledge. So it's
very important. And I know you are a member of the Tropical Fruit Growers of South Florida, and I know that, as you said, sharing and helping and getting everybody on board is very important to be successful in anything, basically. So that's awesome. These type of fruit, I mean, is there a lot of things that we have to look out for? I mean, challenges in growing it. I mean, are there
there's always challenges
in growing. Right? Whenever Mother Nature is handling something,
we can't
it's tough
control
to control.
That.
Yeah.
We try our best. There are certain things. There's challenges. The main thing is getting the right variety that will give you fruit. Because a lot of questions I've gotten asked is, I have this vine at home, but it never produces fruit. Well, it's because of the variety they have, and they need to get the correct variety from a nursery that has established it and developed and done the research on it to find out which ones will produce and which ones don't, and which ones need cross-pollinated and which ones don't. So that's what we're working with now. We've got a nice variety now.
Good. And
I grow it for the fruit as well. That's what I started with. And I figured, well, let me get this to the public and show them which varieties are.
Very important to make sure you get a good variety. We're going to take a short commercial break. Don't you go away. We're going to keep on talking about this wonderful fruit, pitaya.
AIDS has killed nearly 6 million children worldwide. That's more than every child in every preschool, grade school, and high school in New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, Washington, Atlanta, and Miami combined. The time to do something is now. The place is apathyisLethal.org.
Hi, welcome back to Taste of Florida Tropics. My name is Sonia Vaquero, your host, and today we're sitting here with Roger Washington. He's with the Red Dragon Fruit Company, and he brought us today his some fruit from off his grove, grown locally here in the Homestead Redland area, and this is called the dragon fruit or pitaya. Thanks, Roger, for coming. We were talking about this wonderful fruit, and you are a grower. You also pack it and you ship it.
Correct. Yes.
Now, for people who want to who want to try this fruit, who've not been privileged to taste this, what areas could they go and find something like this?
Right now, we're sending this to a lot of gourmet markets.
Okay.
Locally here, you can purchase this at Norman Brothers.
Specialty, those nice little specialty markets.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I've not seen this in our major, Publixes and Winn-Dixie's and things like that.
Specialty
not
markets.
Not yet, but we do have high hopes, right?
Yes.
And
also, it's going to restaurants and chefs. We're shipping this and packing, sending it all over to the islands. The islands are buying it quite a bit as well.
You see, very good.
Right. Also, we will be selling it as well to the public, but not right now. That's what we're working on.
Okay, you gotta build that demand, and then.
Right. We're working right now. We're selling everything we can grow. So as we expand, then we'll open that opportunity for people to buy directly from us.
Okay. Now, Roger, I wanted to ask you, so many consumers are so, involved and intrigued with the organic. Everybody wants something organic.
Right.
For those who are looking for something organic, is this organically grown?
It's very easy. We do grow some of our products organic. This is, like I was saying, you can grow it in a container, so you can control your soil and everything. You can do whatever you want to it, and it produces. It grows easy. We don't have a lot of pest problems right now. So basically, our fruit, we grow it pesticide-free. We're just using insecticidal soaps.
Okay.
And we're using organic fertilizers, and it does real well. We use manures to top dress it. It keeps the weeds down, and also keeps some of the nematodes down.
Yeah, it's not easy to grow organic, especially when in this area where we do have so many pests and insects and all these type of things. But that's good to, people want that.
Right, they could grow it at their house organic very easily.
That would be wonderful. And being that it is a cactus fruit, I mean, does it need some water? Or
yes,
people think cactus and they're like, oh, I don't got to water that.
Exactly. But it's not a desert cactus.
Okay.
So it's a tropical cactus. So its environment requires quite a bit of water. If you control that, like I said, if growing in pots or containers, you can control it. You can control your pH as well.
Okay.
So on the watering, it does require water. We water about 2 to 3 times a week, unless we get the heavy downpours like we get down here, and we shut our system off.
Leave it to the man upstairs. He'll water that for you.
Now in the winter months, it does like a drought period. So we allow it to go through a slight drought period and shut the water system down for a little while. That makes it kind of creates it to produce a bud in the beginning of the summer, usually around May. And then it gives us fruit. Starts at June, sometimes at June, and lasts up until November.
So we just entered the season, basically.
Right, where this is our first fruit being picked here.
We are so lucky to be able to actually see this because
and,
I know.
And then it'll last, and it's a good thing because the same plant will produce flower and bud and fruit at the same time. So it's a cycle. So you have flower, then it goes to bud. I mean bud, then the flower, then to fruit.
It goes bud.
Right.
Then this is an example of
then to the flower. Then it sets. Then you get the fruit, and then you have another stage coming on where the next segment is it starts all over again, the cycle. So you're continuously producing fruit about every 15 to 20 days on certain varieties. Some varieties are maybe 20, 30 days, but this plant is continuously giving you fruit through those months.
So that's good. Good for you.
Yeah, it's excellent.
You have but it's not year-round. I mean,
no, it stops around in November. Our goal is to try to get it through year-round, but we're working on that.
What kind of things do you have to do in order to try to? You have to play with.
Yeah, we're playing with Mother Nature a little bit to see. So we don't want to play too hard, but changing a little bit of the watering techniques and certain things. We're working on it now, but when we find out, we'll share it with the community.
Will? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Okay, so why don't we take a fruit? Pick one. Pick one of these and let's see.
Pick the huge one here.
Oh, that is a gorgeous one. I had my eye on that one. What we do is the best way to eat this is you chill it. You put it in the fridge for a couple hours right off
And you can actually leave this out for about you can probably 4 to 7 days in just regular, in your fruit basket.
Yeah.
The only thing that'll do it is it'll start changing, the fins will start changing color.
Yeah, maybe get a little softer.
They'll turn to a yellow at the tips.
Okay.
And then the skin will start deteriorating, but the fruit's still good.
And if you put it in the fridge, then how long can you have that? It'll last?
You can have it in the fridge. I've had them up to 30 days.
So, I mean.
So it's not, the exterior will start turning
but your fruit
because it's dehydrating.
It's still good.
But the fruit is still good. For Optimum.
That's good. It has a very long shelf life there for us.
Yeah, it does. It gives us a good time as far as actually shipping this and packing, from packing and shipping. We can send it far away, and we don't really need a lot of refrigeration for it.
And it's not a delicate exterior. I mean, that looks
not too bad.
It's not like something that's going to get bruised easily, or
no, we don't have too much problem.
Because I know
bruising.
some of the other tropicals, like maybe at the carambola, that was one of our issues.
It's a little more delicate.
That it does get bruised in there.
This one, what happens is some of the times your fins will get bent or something like that. But we're working.
Not eat those, so that
no,
it's okay.
I'll cut one open.
All right.
What we do is we normally chill this down,
and
then you just cut it in half. And what they do is, when they serve this, they put it in a bowl with a spoon, and it's juicy.
Very nice.
And they scoop this out with a spoon.
Okay, and as we were saying, it has all these little edible seeds right here.
Right. Lots of edible seeds, and very juicy. They make juices out of this, the red one in particular.
Very nice. Let me have that. And then you can just maybe cut inside if you want.
Right.
Be
creative.
Yeah. And it just kind of spoons right out.
Right.
I mean, I would love to have a little spoon or something, but if not, I mean, as you can see, this is a wonderful piece of fruit, and it's gorgeous. And I'm going to go ahead and taste this.
Go ahead.
Oh, delicious.
Right. Yeah, you peel it right down to the rind, so you're not losing a lot of, when you buy this, it's not like you're throwing seeds away and you're not throwing pulp, and you can utilize the entire fruit and use this, be creative, use this as a dish. You can use it, any ways. So we're just trying to work with it and find out. That's why we're working with the chefs to give us ideas.
We do, and a lot of them, as I had mentioned, are using your pitayas and have made wonderful things. And we're going to be having a lot of these recipes posted on the tropicalfruitgrowers.com website. So you're going to be able to get the information for Roger on there, as well as going into recipes and seeing which one you like, and just basically going out to one of your specialty markets, picking up a couple fruits and going at it.
Right.
Very interesting.
So I'll leave that one there. I'll let you take it home.
Oh, that's mine. And another thing, for a lot of the weather that we have down here, I mean, it's easy if you have these this fruit in the pots. You can just bring them inside to prepare for maybe a big storm.
Right, a hurricane or something like that.
Some winds, even, a little bit of winds that we get once in a while here. I mean,
they're pretty durable. They'll hold up to like thunderstorms and things like that. You might have 1 or 2 limbs break off, but it's got so many. It's produces so many limbs that a few break off. It's not a big deal. You just throw them away, and the plant will survive it. Now, if we're having a big storm, a hurricane or something like that, what you can do is, if you do grow it in a pot or container, you can bring it inside or put it in the garage or the shed and wait till the storm's over and bring it back out and enjoy your fruit.
And if it's outside, what can you do?
If you plant it directly in the ground and it does, we are going to have a storm or something like that, what I would suggest is maybe trim it back a little bit if it's too big. If not, just let it go and see what happens, because you never know. Right.
And that's it. Okay, and how big of a cactus can this grow up to?
This can grow up to I've seen them in Costa Rica and Central and South America up to about 20, 30 feet tall, growing up the trees. But what we do is we contain it. We build a trellis system, and then keep this plant at about 6 feet where it'll be manageable, where you can pick the fruit, you can trim it, and we try to stay away from ladders. So we keep our grove down as low as possible. You don't want it too low because you'll have other problems that you'll incur. So.
And these type of cactuses, I mean, do you have to prune them as well? I know some other, you know, other tropicals or other fruits, you can prune, you know, yearly or whatever. I mean, is this something that you would recommend doing?
Yes, we do prune, and we actually train it. In our grove, we actually train them like a bonsai in a way. And we pull the limbs and we tie them off to our trellis, and we remove branches that we do not use, or it's going to be overcrowded, because it does have tiny little thorns along the ribs.
Oh, you got to be careful.
And I'll
with
show
those.
you on this one here. What will happen is if you have too dense of a planting, or there's too many, these thorns on this variety are small. Other varieties are quite large, or you know, some of them are larger. What this will do is it'll poke holes in your fruit and damage your fruit or rub up against it. So what we do is try to train this and cut them to get quality, you know, nice fruit with no holes in them.
No, it's a very important. And what other, I mean, what other things can affect the fruit? I mean, do birds?
Yeah, we do have a problem with birds attacking it. Yeah, they're onto everything.
They love fruit.
Yeah, well, they're smart.
Okay.
So what we do is you know, some of them are going to get hit by birds.
Yeah.
So you just got to go with Mother Nature sometimes. We're working on different ways of scaring, techniques of scaring, and different apparatuses to keep the birds away. But we need the birds as well, because they help us pollinate, and they also keep some of the insects down.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, everything works hand in hand.
Yeah, you can't have it all.
Right.
Right? Excellent. So these pitayas, again, I just want to mention, in the tropical fruit industry, they did a research on the nutritional values of these fruits, and especially the magenta colored one, the red ones, where you see that deep red up in the front. Those are really very high in antioxidant levels, and vitamins and things like that for people who are, you know, very health conscious and stuff like that. So it's a good fruit. As I mentioned, it's very low in calories, very low in sugars and carbs, and the antioxidant values are very high. So Roger, I just want to thank you so much for coming and displaying all these wonderful different varieties of pitayas, or dragon fruits, and informing us a little bit about us. We're very interesting. Thank you for joining us, Taste of Florida Tropics. You come back and see us again. Thank you.